Right, guys, I just posted something about search engine optimization, and it came to my mind to actually talk about my book, How to Start a Business Without Money. Um, Let me start. For the last 8 years, 7 or 8 years thereabout, I've had one of the greatest experience ever in my life, and I've come to learn so much that I think we tend to limit ourselves to possibilities most times. Why am I saying this? I've had to talk with a few persons lately, and when I tell them about the idea or the concept of starting a business without money, some get to like, what's it talking about? Incidentally, these things have been around for decades, for centuries, before most of us were born. Just that a lot of times our upbringing or our backgrounds tends to give us the wrong views about money, basically. I say this because when people no longer believe that you can actually get started with any business of your choice without a dime, it just makes me feel like what's happening. And I can tell you clearly here that I don't want to blame anybody because I was there too. Losing so much in the past, leaving or losing my job also, then thinking about going back to get another job, which of course I got before I later resigned, were clear reasons I didn't have this knowledge I have today. A lot of times we think that it's only when we get a source of income that is guaranteed to pay us, that's only when we can actually make money. That's not true. I think these are rules that have been defiled. These are perceptions that have been um, misrepresented. And my findings have clearly shown that the simple reason is we actually don't get a source for knowledge most times. And we just rely on views of others, stories of others, perceptions, and all of that. And we conclude. Now, I have used this book to tell a story or to tell stories many times without number. Think and Grow Rich. What do you think is the concept behind Think and Grow Rich? It's simply not spiritual, it has nothing to do with spiritual attraction. It is simply saying that all you need to actually make success in life comes from here. You can give a man 1 billion and don't even give a man another man a dime and push them to the market. But of course, give them products to say, okay, sell those products and come back. Now, the man with 1 billion, with all the arsenals he has in his hand, will still fail. The man without a dime who has this product will succeed. What's what am I trying to say here? Basically, making money or creating a source of income for yourself totally depends on your skill, your commitment. your involvement, and the actions you take. So, the man with 1 billion may have all it takes to hire or buy all the kind of adverts and all of that that he needs to keep making money. But at the end of the day, he will spend those amount of money, all that amount of money, without getting result. A man without a dime, knowing he has only the product, can make more than this man who has all the monies to spend. It is simple. Starting a business without money goes this way. Simply know if there is a hungry market for the product you want to sell. When I say hungry market, I'm talking about the number of people who go online to search for that particular product. I'm talking about the number of people who are yearning to have a solution provided for a problem they have. And you understanding how they want the sales journey to run, then taking the product from the surplus end, that's the man who owns the product or who manufactures the product, and giving it to them in such a way that they'll be so excited to open their wallets and drop the funds in your hand. That's simply what it's all about. I gave a very real life story of a lady after posting one of my contents on Nairaland years ago. And she called me and said, I love the idea you just talked about. I want to start. And I said, great. Where do you stay? She said she stays in Port Harcourt. I said, go ahead. Now, what's the one on your mind? She said, cooking gas. And I said, go ahead. And we began to talk about it. I began to give her guides. Then she continued. Guess what she did? She started from her own environment. She lives in a place where bankers, corporate workers, oil and gas guys live. So what she did was to walk into a company that sells gas. She spoke to them and said, I want to sell your products. I don't have the money, but I'm going to bring you as many customers as you want. So I want you to give me my discount. What's going to be my discount? And they gave it to her. Then what she did was go back to those houses and began to talk to them one after the other. And she got their consent to always supply gas for them. So what she did was to get a list of all those people, went to her room, picked her phone, and began to communicate with them. Now, she bonded with these people. And from day two, people began to request her to supply them. She didn't have a car. Neither did she have a motorcycle or whatever conveying machine. So what she did was, okay, company, for now, I don't have the resources to move these things to these people. What if these people want it delivered at so time? The company said, let's see your efforts first. By the time we can see that you're doing well, we can give you a driver who is going to start helping you do the supplies. Then we'll take the charges from the commissions we're going to be giving you. And she started. Before she knew it, she was already running about 15 supplies weekly, and it rocketed to about 30, and the increase came massively, so much that she began to wonder how these things were happening, because those people she started selling to, her first customers, had to start referring her to their friends and families. She supplied at any time of the day. The long story, being cut short, is simple. Today, she has her own gas station. where she sells to people, as in buys in bulk and sells to people. Listen to me. It took brevity for that girl to start up that way. It took this consciousness of where I want to be tomorrow, where I am today, where I want to be tomorrow, for her to get involved in such a great idea. Not many people will sink in with such an idea. And you know the funniest part? There is over 20 million undergraduates in this country today who are sitting with their certificates in their homes, waiting until the government opens the door for recruitment. You observe that in the last immigration stop, uh, employment exercise that took lives of over 20 people. Why would you continue to wait for the government to give you jobs when you can actually start from the comfort of your home? Now, the most sweetest part of it is this: selling has become even easier than ever. Not in the days where you have to move from one door to another. Today, the whole world is in your palm, in your Android phone, on your iPhone, whatever kind of gadget you're using, your Windows, your laptops, wherever. The whole world is in your palm. That means that your target audience is right in front of you. The simple thing you've got to do is to find a product and create a platform for it. Find a product, create a platform, and begin to talk about it. Begin to sell to them. That's simply all you need. Why wait for the government? Why keep your certificate rusting in some places in a hope for the government to give you a job? Now, when you don't get to hear from the government, you begin to blame the government. It gets to some level when you miss out in employment with the government, you begin to blame some spiritual attacks. Your uncles, your aunts, your siblings, and all of that. You don't have to get too low to understand that you have the power to be what you want to be. Start creating today. Start creating today. With this internet in your palm, you can do the unspeakable. You can get to the deepest part of this world in just a tweet. Content is going to drive you there. And that's why I am talking about this today. Now, I created the book, How to Start a Business Without Money, simply after documenting my whole process on how I moved, went broke, started from the land GSM phones, where I began to sell to corporate organizations in mass supplies. And evidently, I've said this over time, that the partnership with Globacom got me the deal that I sold to the civil defense in Nasarawa State. Those lines are being used by me. Over hundreds of thousands of lines that I sold there. And that brought me so much money. Land GSM phones that I sold to some big corporate organizations brought me a lot of money. I didn't have money to start that business. I just saw the advert on newspaper, and I got into a conversation with the owner of the company. We struck a deal, and I began to sell for them. And today, the product is flooded the market already. But listen, I found the product as a product there is a market for, and not just a market for, a hungry market. And I got to pick the product, sold it, and the rest is history. I moved from there. I went into um, the land business, that's the real estate. Did that wonderfully well again, and I made a lot of money. Sorry, the health products Did that in the health product, made a lot of money. Went into the real estate, made a lot of money. Today, I have about four different businesses, and there are different streams of income bringing me monies. My real estate is there, Trump Hills Real Estate. If you're on my platform, you would have seen a follow up on that, what we've been doing. The health product business is there, the telecommunications business is there, and of course, my internet marketing business, which is Rocket Sales with You, where I help businesses increase their reach, meet their potential customers, and make sales for them. So I am saying this today so you can have a change of mindset. If you want the book, you can just go to my website. It's www.teamabels.com. Grab a copy for yourself and start reading. Most times, what really keeps us away from the sunshine, keeps us away from the gold, is our inability to search for knowledge, our inability to listen, our inability to spend time to learn. Now, I'll tell you this. If I was doing a comedy show on this platform, I probably know that hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, will stick and watch. But when it comes to telling people what really matters, what needs to get them to advance in life, very few numbers will spend their time to listen. And that's the reason why we have a higher percentage of people who are unsuccessful than the percentage of people who are very successful. In my last week, thereabout, video, I talked about walking away from the crowd. 97% is the crowd. They are very unsuccessful. Most of them are average. Most of them, like you and I, are just struggling. The 3%, one unique thing about them is the fact that they have opened their knowledge, their brains to acquire knowledge, to pick new information, to act on it. They're highly disciplined sets of people. Are you thinking about your situation now? How you can make it better? How you can change your fortune? Then I can guarantee you it's not going to come in 30 days. No. I don't do magic. It's not going to come in 60 days. No. 90 days. I can probably say if you work every day, if you study every day, if you listen to me every day, in 90 days, you should have some good income coming in for you. But I can assure you, for the average ones who are busy doing side hustles, or rather having employed to one organization or the other, you want side hustle, then be ready for 6 months so you can perfect it and be what you want to be. Now I'm going to round it up here. There is no one that's going to come to your house and give you what you want. You have to go out there and get it yourself. That's life. There's no one that's going to make you become wealthy. You have to go out there and get yourself wealthy. I'm talking about legitimate wealth. There's no one that will make you great. You will be the one to walk yourself to greatness. Have a beautiful night rest. I'll see you next time. Bye.